The following program is an opinion program. The opinions expressed by the hosts and guests of this program are not the opinions of the management, staff, and advertisers of this station. Please direct all criticism, concern, and adulation to the hosts of this program.
Welcome to Alabama Politics This Week. I am Dale Jackson. I'm a radio talk show host. You can hear my shows Monday through Friday from 5 to 9 a.m. on WVNN in Huntsville. I have another show that's on from 10 until 11 on Talk 99.5 in Birmingham. News Radio 1440 a.m. in Montgomery. And then that show airs at 10 p.m. on WVNN. Again in North Alabama, it's called News and Views. With me, as always, Becca Music. She is the CEO of 256today.com. Smart news for smart people, smart enough not to have a flu or a cold or COVID or whatever.
Your voice sounds even more beautiful than usual
it's
today.
delightful.
Yes.
I actually feel as good as I sound. That's the beautiful thing about this. We got a lot to get into today. The first thing, though, is going to be, obviously, the 2-minute warning. Then we'll jump in and have Mac McCutcheon join us. I've got a parting shot for you about banning cell phones in schools. They should do it. Okay, there we go. Let's move on. It is time to get to it. Let's get to that 2-minute warning. All right, Becca, DOGE cuts. I will tell you this, although I sound absolutely terrible, I did spend some time last weekend with some friends of mine, government employees. I am married to a government employee, and I will tell you, the constant emails, the constant stories, the memos, the memorandums, all these things seem to be freaking them out. It's finally, I think, setting in that they are worried. Probably not for good reason. I think my wife is going to be okay. It's my job. We need to worry about it in my household. But there are a lot of people that are concerned about this, more so than they were when it all first started. It seems everything in North Alabama as a whole will be fine, but you're not looking on the whole thing. You're looking at your household.
Exactly. So and a lot of people are in North Alabama. And I would definitely agree with you. There is a lot of unease among the federal workforce here. Not just North Alabama, but, nationwide, of course. In North Alabama, we have, it seems, been spared some of the, widespread cuts. But you mentioned the constant emails, the constant directions, do reply to this, don't reply to that. It has definitely affected the workforce here, and there's a lot of uncertainty.
Yeah, I got to say this to the people that work in the public sector. Send the email. I mean, what are we doing here? If you get an email that says, hey, give me 5 things, just reply to the stupid email. You're not going to get in trouble for replying to an email. Just reply to the email.
You will if the director says do not reply to this email.
You're not going to get in trouble for responding to an email that says, here are the 5 things I did. You responded to that email that came from the guy who works with the president? It's just ridiculous. In no other world does this scenario develop where somebody sends you an email and you go, excuse me, you're not my boss. You're only the guy appointed by my boss. How dare you?
Wait, listen, and I don't want you to be sarcastic about this.
Good luck.
One of the other effects of this, of all this turmoil and unease, there used to be such a halo, like working for the government. Like if you wanted more money, you went and you worked for a private company.
We were saying the same thing, by the way.
Okay.
The two of us
I haven't finished what I'm saying. And there are people who have dedicated their life to the government because not just the stability, that was in benefits, that was the other reason, because it meant something to them. It was important. They believed in their work. And for a lot of people, this whole process, I think, has been very damaging.
Oh, sorry. That's just really tough. Look, they have all the protections in the world for the most part. And they're finding themselves in a situation where there has to be some right sizing, and there's going to be some pain. And I do feel bad for them. And one of the things I will say is this has been very uncallous, but we are generally saying the same thing. The idea is that they're untouchable, and in this case, they're not. And that's unfortunate for a lot of people.
There is an exemption for national security,
right?
Which, a lot of people here with
exactly. That's true. That's true as well. All right. Moving on, let's talk a little bit about the Space Command. The Space Command here is also very important, and it turns out it is coming here. You know how I knew it was coming here? Not all the talk we've heard about this, but when Senator John Hickenlooper from Colorado, a Democrat, stood up and said, well, you know, Elon Musk's DOGE program says that it doesn't make much sense to spend $2 billion to relocate this, so maybe we just won't be doing this. That's when I knew they were screwed. That's what I knew.
Explain that. He's
saying, oh, we can't move it because of DOGE. DOGE isn't going to. So all of a sudden, a Democrat found a reason to love DOGE, and it was going to be because you can't move the space command because of that. Good luck. That is, it's moving. I think we know this is moving. There's no question about it. It's happening, and it's all done except for pushing the little rockets over here. Other than that, we're pretty much done.
So Tuberville came out this week and said once the new secretary is appointed, he expects that it will be moved back to Huntsville. And I say this every time, and I say it because it's important. Huntsville was the top choice.
Yeah, there's no
through all the studies, through all the processes, Huntsville was the top choice. So it would be righting a wrong in a sense.
Yeah, it's political. Well, it was political in the first place. And these things are always political. Well, that's just the reality of it. But it made sense here. The situation in Colorado, they were just trying to protect their nut.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that. That's what they want to try to do. And that's what we would do with the same exact situation. But at some point in time, you have to be realistic about this whole thing. There is no legitimate argument for it to stay in Colorado because they weren't even second. I believe they were like sixth overall or something like that. And I think that being honest about this would have probably been better. But Joe Biden, well, he was rewarding them. I mean, they were a Democratic state. They were reliable. And he was just going to take care of them, and that's what he was going to do. And you know, I think we've seen that before.
Well, and Trump has said repeatedly that the Space Command belongs in Huntsville. I don't see him changing his mind on that.
Yeah, you know, the only thing I would say is like, okay, so FBI command, 500 people coming here. Now you have this coming here as well. The only argument you could possibly make is they're getting too much stuff. Like it's going too well. Maybe we shouldn't send them anything else. You could possibly make that argument. I don't think it would fly very well. The argument should be where's the best fit.
Exactly. But also, you know, that goes in with, and that's what a lot of our federal delegation is saying as far as we're talking about the federal workers, you know, earlier and stuff like that. Like it's all going to even out. That doesn't necessarily help you today. And
well, it doesn't really help you if you're working on one thing and it's completely unrelated to another. Just because they're not like, well, I was going to work over here on these rockets, but I guess I'll go over here and work on this instead. It doesn't.
I know that's what
way.
I was saying.
Except unless you're my wife, who's an engineer with an MBA, then he gives you do anything you want. All right.
Are you flexing?
I am flexing. Like I said, we're about my job. All right. Let's talk about big tech and let's talk about the Alabama legislature, and they're saying, you know who should be responsible for our kids? Google and Apple. They should be responsible for our kids. Now, obviously, that's a little bit of an oversimplification of all of this, but it is basically the gist of this. There have been a lot of questions about how do we protect kids on various apps and things like this, and I can tell you, I'm a parent of a 6-year-old. There's been 1,000 times where he's come and said, hey, can I download this because some game will play, it'll be playing something else, he'll want some other game. And I'll be like, didn't I tell you not to talk to me until 8 o'clock tonight? And off he goes and deals with his mom. But this is about the App Store basically adding an extra step to protect kids. Yeah,
an age restriction.
An age restriction. You're seeing this on social media, some talk there. It's big tech, all this other talk. I think what's happening is across the state, you're seeing legislatures try to come up with ways to move the onus from bad parents to big tech companies. And that's basically what we're just trying to put extra layers in here in order to protect kids. And I see you rolling your eyes and all this other stuff, and that's fine, but that's really what it is. I can only speak for myself. Mm-hmm. This thing's babysitting my kid, okay? I need to make sure that it is going to be something that is not going to be harming him. That's on me. I need to pay attention to that a little more than most people do because my kid is very conniving. And at this point in time, I think this is a good idea. I like this.
You went everywhere to say this was a good idea.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people agree that it is a good idea. This piece of legislation isn't just happening in Alabama. There's like none other states across the nation.
And that's just this piece.
Who are putting this together.
And there's all sorts of other legislation, all different angles
but
as well.
Just this one piece.
Yep.
And Meta, the owner of Facebook and Instagram, actually spoke in favor at the Alabama legislature of this legislation. Like you said, Apple and Google, they don't want the responsibility of adding an checking age verification on their app store.
There's two things here. A lot of these companies like this kind of regulation because they're the big dogs, and it's a barrier to entry for other people.
Right.
So it makes it more complicated for competitors and stuff because they can absorb all this stuff. So they're okay with this. This is coming anyway. If you're a big tech company, you need to be on the side of assisting with this as opposed to resisting it, because you're going to get it eventually. So that's coming as we go. All right, moving on. Let's talk about redistricting. And I swear this is like the most boring thing in the world. At least you would think it is, but it's always exciting that when you're talking about saying, okay, here are going to be the district, and the court goes, oh, hold on one second. Maybe that's not exactly what the districts are going to be. We saw that in the Alabama legislature. That court case is still not over down there in the 2nd Congressional District with Congressman Shamari Figures, who ended up winning that seat, which was racially gerrymandered for him. Now, in Madison County, this is just another one of these cases that's taking place across the country where a similar thing could happen, where they say, okay, you've got a population that is X percentage African-American, yet you only have one African-American district. Now you need to draw another, but in order to draw that other district, you have to take from existing African-American district. So do you weaken it enough to where it becomes in play? Lots of questions about all of this. Is the court going to decide this one too at the end of the day?
Oh, I think the Madison County Commission will, be dealing with this head on. And I think from what I understand, I've talked to Commissioner Edwards, and she said, everybody wants to avoid a lawsuit. Her exact words are, we are smarter than that. Yeah. So they'd like to avoid a lawsuit from what I understand, but we're going to be able to talk to the chairman in just a minute. We can get his thoughts on it. But is there a precedent set now because of the congressional districts and the redrawing? I mean, we ended up with 2 sitting congressmen running against each other in the new lines. It was kind of, you say it's boring, but the implications of these things can be pretty wild.
Well, it is boring unless something crazy happens, like the courts come in and say, no, redraw this. No, not like this, like this. And then they redraw them themselves. And that could very well happen here. And part of the thing that's interesting about this is every time there's a legal case, it sets a precedent. And every time there's something that happens, it can move to another county, and another county, and another county. And eventually we're just going to be like, hey, why don't the courts just draw the maps? Because if you get enough lawsuits and you hit the right judge, you can get anything done. I mean, and that's how all of this works. And it's the same thing, just to use this issue for a broader thing, with this Trump stuff. Everything this administration's doing, you have if you can find a judge that will say what you want, boom, that's the decision. Until you find another judge that says what you don't want, and then you got to continue having these battles.
It is interesting, though, and worth paying attention to.
Yeah, you have to pay attention to it because you're going to see it everywhere. We'll talk with Mac McCutcheon about that. He is the chairman of the Madison County Commission. We will talk with him in just a little bit, and we'll be right back.
Fox 54 Plus is your streaming home for news from the world of sports. Join the Fox 54 sports team for local highlights and insights. Stream Fox 54 Sports Extra anytime on Fox 54 Plus. Live, local, and always on.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for University Kia. This is my son Grant. He's a busy guy. Chess, piano, basketball, wrestling, baseball, you name it. There's probably some stuff that I missed that my wife will be mad about, but here's the thing. It's important to have reliable transportation. And my friends at University Kia, they take great care of me. I've been driving Sportages my entire life. My wife drives a Telluride now, and it is the perfect vehicle for the busy family. Folks, University Kia, let them take care of you like they've taken care of my family. That's University Kia. Learn more at universitykia.com.
Tom, Grant and Dale Jackson sent you.
You work hard to earn little escapes because doing your best means being your best. So let us help you discover your best at Premier Dental Spa. With our unique blend of cosmetic, dental, and spa-like aesthetic services, you'll leave feeling relaxed, refreshed, and renewed. Make sure the best you is here to stay and book your appointment online today at premierdentalspa.com.
Want fun, safe, intelligent fitness programming? Want to build muscular strength, cardiovascular endurance, drastically improve range of motion and mobility, and learn proper nutrition to fuel your life with energy and emotional health? Well, come find out why Iron Tribe Fitness is ranked one of the top 5 fitness programs in America. Come find out why personal training and intentionally working on your current movement patterns individually is not only important, it's just another core value that separates Iron Tribe Fitness from other fitness facilities.
To learn how to get your 2-week free pass, go to irontribefitness.com.
Here's an important message from the U.S. Med Diabetes Solution Center. If you have diabetes, you know the pain of pricking your fingers. But now, by wearing a small device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce your pain right away. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you use insulin daily, you might be eligible to get your own continuous glucose monitor. Call the U.S. Med Diabetes Solution Center to learn about this groundbreaking new CGM technology. If you have Medicare or private insurance, call to see if you qualify for a CGM at little or no cost. Shipping is free and will even bill your insurance company for you. US Med is the #1 rated supplier on Google and Facebook reviews. So call us right now to see if you qualify for a CGM at little or no cost. US Med. Better service. Better care.
What if this happened to you when you're alone? Or what if it happened here? With MedGuard Alert, you're never alone. You can connect with medical professionals anywhere, anytime. And now MedGuard is introducing our exclusive new Care Watch. If you need help quickly, use it from anywhere to contact medical professionals. No cell phone required. The Care Watch is not only a life-saving medical alert device, it's a revolutionary health monitoring system that checks your blood pressure, heart rate, oxygen saturation, and much more. And here's the best part. If you have Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. The Care Watch is only available through MedGuard Alert. Call us right now. We have monitoring programs starting as low as $1 a day. The call is free, activation is free, shipping is free, and no contract is required. Remember, with Medicaid, you may qualify to get your Care Watch for free. Don't wait. Call us to get your Care Watch right now. Operators are standing by.
Get Fox 54 Plus everywhere you stream. Watch local newscasts live or on your schedule, plus exclusive specials like Weekend Review, a recap of the week's top stories. Fox 54 Plus, live, local, and always on.
Welcome back to Alabama Politics This Week. I'm Dale Jackson. With me, as always, Mecca Music. And our guest this week, former Speaker of the Alabama State House, now Madison County Commissioner Mac McCutcheon. Mac.
The chairman, thank you so much for being here with us.
Good afternoon.
To begin with, talk a little bit about Madison County's role, not even just in Alabama, but the nation. Talk to us about what we're doing here.
Well, of course, Madison County joins into partnership with our Huntsville municipality and Madison, our local municipalities, to promote economic growth. And then with that comes jobs, with that comes people moving into your area, and then we've got to deal with the infrastructure issues. We have to deal with the building that's going on in our county and trying to regulate that, and we've got commercial businesses that start to pop up, which leads us into public safety issues. So we're all involved in that. Growth is a great thing. It helps generate more revenue, but there's also a lot of challenges there that go with it. And so Madison County is involved in all of that.
You know, you got 500 families coming in for the FBI. You got the Space Command coming in here. Who knows what's coming next? We have absolutely no idea. But one of the things that North Alabama's been pretty good at is at least planning for all of this. The Madison County Commission, you guys are going to be impacted by this.
Sure.
Because it's going to be district-wide, and you know about district-wide, or not district-wide, excuse me, North Alabama-wide partnerships with other municipalities and stuff. How much are you talking to other leaders, including Mayor Battle and Finley and other county commissioners across all of North Alabama?
Well, we're doing that, especially the Mayor Battle and Mayor Finley. We do that on a regular basis. We feel like we need to be working as a partnership because when we carry that message to Montgomery or we talk to our other counties, surrounding counties, we want to be unified in our message, and that's so important. And so, yeah, we do it on a regular basis.
Now, former speaker here, and you just did take a trip to Montgomery. Mm-hmm. The legislative session is underway. Do you miss it? Is it like going back to see old friends, or do you kind of miss being in on the legislative action, or do you prefer the position here?
Well, I miss the people, for sure. As far as Montgomery, do I miss the actual nuts and bolts and the politics of Montgomery? No, not really. But I do miss the people because I do have some great friends there, have built up some great relationships. Now, when you talk about the job that I'm doing now, one of the things that I really enjoy about it is the fact that politics is not that much of an influence. We deal every day with quality of life issues, and that is so important, and it's something that I really enjoy. I have seen times when we were in the state legislature that we would work on a piece of legislation and we would get it to a certain point. We would compromise, we'd amend, we'd work and have a product. And then all of a sudden, sometimes political influence starts to creep in and can just tear away at something that we had worked on about it. here at the county level, we've got 6 commissioners that I work with. And in those 6 commissioners, then we work together. And it's all about local issues. When it comes to getting your trash picked up or making sure we fix the potholes in the road, hey, I'm your guy.
Well, let's start with the redistricting for a second. We brought it up in the other. How much of that is looming over you when you're making these decisions?
Talk about the issue, the possible redistricting or the possible lawsuit to redistrict Madison County districts. And talk about that issue and what is the commission doing?
Well, when you look at the demographics and the minority numbers of our county, we are somewhere around 27+% minority. And if you look at the makeup of the commission, we've got 6 commissioners plus the chairman. So when you look at the makeup of the commissioners, we're at about 18% representation on the county commission. So we are below minority representation for the commission itself. And because of that, we've had some agencies and some entities look at us, and we're having to work right now with one about our demographics, having another seat on the county commission that would represent minorities. And so we're working through that process now.
Do you see that as the more likely outcome than redrawing the current districts and keeping it 6? You used to say you would add a district. If a movement was to be made, you think it would go more that way?
Well, I would hope so. What I would hope is that we as a commission will come together, and so far we have worked with the plaintiffs so that we could have negotiations before a lawsuit is filed, which we have not had. That has not been the process. So at this point, we're trying to work with them to see if there's a way we can do that. And we're looking at those numbers around the county. Do we take the 6 existing districts and redraw them? Or do we add a new district and make 7 districts and make that a minority district? Those are all the discussions that are on the table right now.
Yeah, anytime you move a district or you add a district, you're going to have to protect the one that already is majority minority, and then you got to keep doing another one. So it looks like adding one's probably going to be the answer here. Do you agree with that?
Well, it's a possibility. And actually, I put together a map. The last discussions we had just last week, we had a map where we did add a district in there. And so that's part of it. You got to keep in mind, too, another point here is that we've got road miles. And a lot of our road miles are split up based on districts, which is a very important part of our budgeting process. And you start moving those district lines too much, sometimes you can pack too many road miles in one district, which throws your whole budgeting formula out of place.
There we go. Madison County Commission Chairman Mac McCutcheon, thank you very much for being here today. Mecca Music is leaving as well, so the show's going to get so much better. Stay tuned. It's Alabama Politics this week.
Get Fox 54 Plus everywhere you stream. Watch local newscasts live or on your schedule, plus exclusive specials like Weekend Review, a recap of the week's top stories. Fox 54 Plus, live, local, and always on.
You work hard to earn little escapes because doing your best means being your best. So let us help you discover your best at Premier Dental Spa. With our unique blend of cosmetic, dental, and spa-like aesthetic services, you'll leave feeling relaxed, refreshed, and renewed. Make sure the best you is here to stay and book your appointment online today at premierdentalspa.com.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for University Kia. This is my son Grant. He's a busy guy. Chess, piano, basketball, wrestling, baseball, you name it. There's probably some stuff that I missed that my wife will be mad about, but here's the thing. It's important to have reliable transportation. And my friends at University Kia, they take great care of me. I've been driving Sportages my entire life. My wife drives a Telluride now, and it is the perfect vehicle for the busy family. Folks, University Kia, let them take care of you like they've taken care of my family. That's University Kia. Learn more at universitykia.com.
Tom Grant and Dale Jackson sent you.
What if you could make a free phone call and reduce your car payment by as much as $83 a month? Right now, you could be paying as high as 20% interest. Your new interest rate could be reduced to as low as 2.48%. You can refinance any existing car loan or leased car and save money every month. Take 5 minutes of your time right now. Make this free phone call and learn how to save hundreds of dollars a year by refinancing your existing car loan.
Attention! This is a public notice from the Social Security Disability Helpline. If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, you may be eligible for disability benefits from Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right. If you suffer from physical or mental disability, whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied, we can help. We'll evaluate your situation and deal with Social Security on your behalf. Best of all, there's no fee until you receive your benefits. Remember, we only get paid if you win your case. There are many reasons and conditions that may make you eligible for disability benefits. Many of them you may not be aware of. So if you're disabled and unable to work, call now to get started with your free, no-obligation consultation.
Call 877-744-0750. That's 877-744-0750. 877-744-0750.
Here's an important message from the U.S. Med Diabetes Solutions Center. If you have diabetes, you know the pain of pricking your fingers. But now, by wearing a small device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce your pain right away. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you use insulin daily, you might be eligible to get your own continuous glucose monitor. Call the U.S. Med Diabetes Solutions Center to learn about this groundbreaking new CGM technology. If you have Medicare or private insurance, call to see if you qualify for a CGM at little or no cost. Shipping is free and will even bill your insurance company for you. U.S. Med is the #1 rated supplier on Google and Facebook reviews. So call us right now to see if you qualify for a CGM at little or no cost. U.S. Med. Better service. Better care.
Fox 54 Plus is your streaming home for news from the world of sports. Join the Fox 54 sports team for local highlights and insights. Stream Fox 54 Sports Extra anytime on Fox 54 Plus. Live, local, and always on.
Welcome back to Alabama Politics. This week I am Dale Jackson. I've got a parting shot for you I'm going to get to in just one quick second. But before I do, let me remind you, head on over to yellowhammernews.com. Sign up for my email blast, the 7 things you should be talking about today. And every day you'll get those 7 things delivered to your email inbox. It's the 7 things you should be talking about today. Right now, though, let's go ahead and get to the parting shot. My parting shot this week is directed at all those poor kids who are having to go to school knowing that their cell phones are about to go away. Yes, it looks like the Alabama legislature is finally getting ready to do the right thing. It's passed one of the bodies. It's going to go over to the other one, and it is probably going to pass. They are probably going to take those cell phones out of schools. There are so many reasons to do that. From bell to bell, you will not be able to access your cell phone. It's going to be a rough couple of months at the beginning of the next year if that's when they decide to start it. But after that, it will become commonplace, and that will be great for everyone involved. The learning environment will be better. The social environment will be better. Everything will be better with those phones put away. It needs to happen. It needed to happen 10 years ago, but finally people are getting on board with it. And it is about time. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for watching and listening to Alabama Politics this week all over the great state of Alabama. And we'll talk to you next week.
Want fun, safe, intelligent fitness programming? Want to build muscular strength, cardiovascular endurance, drastically improve range of motion and mobility, and learn proper nutrition to fuel your life with energy and emotional health? Well, come find out why Iron Tribe Fitness is ranked one of the top 5 fitness programs in America. Come find out why personal training and intentionally working on your current movement patterns individually is not only important, it's just another core value that separates Iron Tribe Fitness from other fitness facilities.
To learn how to get your 2-week free pass, go to irontribefitness.com.
You work hard to earn little escapes because doing your best means being your best. So let us help you discover your best at Premier Dental Spa. With our unique blend of cosmetic, dental, and spa-like aesthetic services, you'll leave feeling relaxed, refreshed, and renewed. Make sure the best you is here to stay and book your appointment online today at premierdentalspa.com.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for University Kia. This is my son Grant. He's a busy guy. Chess, piano, basketball, wrestling, baseball, you name it. There's probably some stuff that I missed that my wife will be mad about, but here's the thing. It's important to have reliable transportation. And my friends at University Kia, they take great care of me. I've been driving Sportages my entire life. My wife drives a Telluride now, and it is the perfect vehicle for the busy family. Folks, University Kia, let them take care of you like they've taken care of my family. That's University Kia. Learn more at universitykia.com.
Tom Grant and Dale Jackson sent you.